As we step into 2025, let me remind you that the greatest transformation in your life will not come from the outside. It will come from within. The power of self-reflection is one of the most underutilized yet profoundly impactful tools for growth and success. It is in those quiet moments when the world is still and you are left alone with your thoughts that true change begins to unfold. Self-reflection is not just a pause, it is an intentional journey into the depths of who you are, where you've been, and where you are destined to go. Too often we find ourselves running after goals, running after people's approval, running after things that were never meant for us in the first place. But I want to challenge you to stop running long enough to listen to the voice inside. There is wisdom in the stillness, clarity in the quiet, and healing in the silence. When you take the time to reflect, you begin to see patterns in your life, some that need to be broken and others that need to be strengthened. Reflection reveals not just the victories, but also the wounds. And let me tell you, healing cannot take place until the wound is acknowledged. Self-reflection requires honesty. It's not always easy to face the truth about where we are. Sometimes it feels safer to stay busy, to drown ourselves in distractions, or to blame external circumstances for our shortcomings. But the truth is, no one can block what God has for you except you. Your fears, insecurities, and doubts often become the biggest obstacles standing between you and your purpose. But here's the good news: the same mind that creates those barriers is the same mind that can tear them down. It starts with self-awareness, and self-awareness begins with self-reflection. When you reflect, you reclaim power over your life. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. You begin to recognize the triggers that pull you off course and the habits that propel you forward. Reflection allows you to evaluate your decisions and ask yourself, is this choice aligned with who I am? Becoming it enables you to cut away the unnecessary, to prune what no longer serves your growth, and to nurture the parts of you that are blossoming. Reflection doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. In 2025, I urge you to carve out time daily, weekly, or even monthly to sit with yourself and reflect. Ask the hard questions. Where am I holding back? What relationships drain me and which ones pour into me? What patterns keep repeating in my life, and what do I need to do differently? These questions are not meant to condemn you, they are meant to free you. The more you reflect, the more you will see the hand of God moving through your story. You will start to understand that even the setbacks, the disappointments, and the moments of failure were shaping you for what's next. Reflection also deepens your gratitude. When you take time to look back, you realize how far you've come. You remember the days you prayed for the things you now have. You see the doors that once seemed permanently shut, now open wide. Reflection turns your focus from what's missing to what's present, from what's lacking to what's abundant. Gratitude shifts your energy, and that shift brings joy and peace. But reflection isn't just about the past, it's about preparing for the future. When you know who you are and where you stand, you can chart a clearer path forward. You move with confidence because you are not blindly following someone else's roadmap, you are creating your own. Reflecting helps you recognize the unique gifts and talents God has placed within you. It reminds you that you are not a copy, you are an original masterpiece in the making. As you move through this year, remember this reflection is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong practice. The more consistently you engage in it, the stronger you become. The deeper you go, the higher you rise. You cannot lead others until you first learn to lead yourself, and you cannot lead yourself without understanding who you are, what drives you, and what holds you back. Self-reflection is the key that unlocks that understanding. So take this moment, turn your gaze inward, sit with your thoughts, confront your doubts, celebrate your victories, acknowledge your growth, and above all, trust that the answers you seek are not in the noise of the world, but in the quiet of your own heart. This year, let reflection be your guide. Focus on yourself and watch as your life begins to transform from the inside out. Your journey is unlike anyone else's, and in 2025, it's time to embrace that truth fully. There is something powerful and liberating about recognizing that your path, your process, and your progress are uniquely yours. Too often, we get caught in the trap of comparison, measuring our lives against timelines that were never meant to match ours. We look to the left and to the right, wondering why others seem to be further along, forgetting that the race we're running isn't meant to be run at someone else's pace. This year, I want to remind you that you are exactly where you need to be. Your journey is divinely crafted. And the steps you take, no matter how small or slow, are significant. One of the greatest disservices we can do to ourselves is to minimize our progress because it doesn't look like someone else's. But let me tell you this, God doesn't operate on human timelines. He is not limited by age, background, or circumstance. When you own your journey, you release the pressure to perform for the world and instead step into the freedom of becoming who you were created to be. Owning your journey means understanding that detours, delays, and even disappointments are not signs of failure. They are part of the process. Sometimes what looks like a setback is actually a setup for something greater. But if you're too busy watching someone else's story unfold, you'll miss the beauty and the lessons that come from living your own. It's easy to wish for someone else's blessings when you haven't fully embraced your own. We scroll through curated snapshots of other people's lives, not realizing that behind every highlight is a story we know nothing about. Their journey has its own trials, its own tears, and its own triumphs, and so does yours. There is something God is doing in your life that is special and sacred, and it cannot be rushed. When you own your journey, you begin to appreciate the value of your unique experiences. The struggles you've faced, the victories you've won, and even the moments you thought would break you are all shaping you for the future ahead. Owning your journey also means letting go of the need for external validation. This year, don't wait for applause to affirm your progress. Celebrate yourself at every stage, because every step forward, no matter how small, is worth recognizing. Sometimes the most significant growth happens when no one else is watching. Those late nights of self-doubt, the mornings you pushed through exhaustion, the prayers whispered when you felt like giving up, those moments are built inside of you that cannot be taken away. The quiet victories matter just as much as the loud ones. In 2025, I challenge you to walk with confidence, knowing that the path you are on is purposeful, even if you can't see the full picture yet. There will be days when the road feels long and the destination unclear. There will be seasons when it feels like nothing is moving. But trust this progress is not always visible, but it is happening. Roots grow deep before the tree ever breaks through the soil. Likewise, much of the growth you experience this year will happen beneath the surface, preparing you for the harvest to come. When you own your journey, you give yourself permission to evolve. You recognize that it's okay to outgrow certain spaces, relationships, and mindsets. Growth often requires leaving behind what no longer fits. And that's not a sign of disloyalty, it's a sign of maturity. Let go of the guilt that comes with moving forward. You are not obligated to stay in places that no longer nurture your spirit. The version of you that is emerging in 2025 needs room to expand, and that expansion may require stepping into unfamiliar territory. Trust that you are being led to exactly where you need to be. Owning your journey also calls for patience. In a world that glorifies instant results, we forget that lasting change takes time. A foundation built too quickly can crumble just as fast. But when you build slowly with intention and care, you create something that stands the test of time. Don't despise the days of small beginnings. Every great accomplishment starts somewhere, and every step you take is laying the groundwork for something extraordinary. As you move through this year, remind yourself often your journey is not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and the experiences you gather along the way are shaping you into the person you are meant to become. There is no need to rush, no need to prove yourself to anyone. Walk boldly, live fully, and own every part of your path. This is your year to step into the fullness of who you are, unapologetically and without hesitation. Trust the process, embrace the lessons, and take each step with the confidence that the best is yet to come. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. Everything you experience, pursue, and achieve begins in the mind. The way you think shapes the way you see the world, and the way you see the world determines the actions you take. In 2025, it's time to take full ownership of your thoughts and master your mindset, because the difference between where you are and where you want to be is not your circumstances, it's how you think about them. A strong mindset can elevate you beyond obstacles, while a negative one will magnify them and keep you stuck. This year, the greatest work you can do is the work that happens internally. Mastering your mindset starts with understanding that you have the power to choose your thoughts. Life will present challenges, but how you interpret those challenges is what makes the difference. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. Every day presents an opportunity to choose between faith and fear, between possibility and limitation. What you allow to dwell in your mind will eventually manifest in your life. This is why you must guard your thoughts with the same diligence you would guard your most precious possessions. A cluttered, negative mind will weigh you down, but a focused, hopeful mind will propel you forward. There will be moments in 2025 when doubt creeps in, whispering that you're not capable or that the goal is too big. That voice of doubt is not truth, it's just noise. And the way you silence it is by feeding your faith louder than your fears. One of the most effective ways to master your mindset is through the words you speak to yourself. Positive affirmations are not just cliches, they are tools for transformation. Speak life over your circumstances, even when they seem impossible. Tell yourself, I am capable, I am strong, I am equipped for this. When you repeat those words often enough, they become your reality because your brain starts to align your actions with your beliefs. But mastering your mindset is not just about speaking positively, it's also about training your mind to look for opportunities rather than obstacles. In every situation, there is something to be learned or gained. Even in failure, there is wisdom. The most successful people are not those who never face setbacks, but those who refuse to let setbacks define them. They see challenges as stepping stones, not barriers. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of asking, why me ask, what can I learn from this? That simple shift reframes your perspective and allows you to extract value from every experience. Gratitude is another powerful tool for mastering your mindset. When you intentionally focus on the blessings in your life, your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see that even in the toughest moments, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude rewires your brain to seek out the good, which in turn creates more positivity in your life. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather choosing to acknowledge the good that exists alongside them. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles, and when you cultivate gratitude daily, your entire outlook on life begins to transform. Mastering your mindset also requires you to take control of your environment. The people you surround yourself with and the content you consume play a significant role in shaping your thoughts. If you consistently expose yourself to negativity, gossip, or fear-driven narratives, it will reflect in your thinking. But when you surround yourself with positive, driven, and uplifting individuals, their energy begins to influence your mindset for the better. Choose your circle carefully in 2025. Spend time with people who challenge you to grow, who inspire you to aim higher, and who believe in your potential even when you doubt yourself. Discipline is key to maintaining a strong mindset. There will be days when motivation feels distant and your goals seem far away. In those moments, discipline steps in to carry you forward. Consistency in your habits, routines, and self-care practices is essential for mental strength. You cannot rely on fleeting feelings to sustain you. Instead, build a foundation of daily practices that keep your mind sharp and focused. Whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, or exercising, these habits fortify your mindset over time and help you navigate life with greater resilience. Finally, give yourself grace as you grow. Mastering your mindset is not an overnight process. There will be days when your thoughts wander back into old patterns, and that's okay. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Each time you catch yourself in a negative spiral and redirect your thinking, you're strengthening your mental muscles. Growth is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to becoming the person you were created to be. In 2025, make the decision to take full authority over your mindset. Let this be the year you refuse to let doubt, fear, or external circumstances dictate your destiny. Cultivate a mindset that aligns with your goals, fuels your dreams, and anchors you in purpose. When you master your mind, you unlock the door to unlimited potential, and nothing can stand in the way of a mind that is fully focused, fully committed, and fully empowered. Purpose is the compass that guides your life, the steady force that aligns your steps with meaning and fulfillment. In 2025, prioritizing your purpose is not just an option, it's a necessity. Too often we allow the noise of daily responsibilities, distractions, and obligations to drown out the call of our true purpose. We push it to the side, telling ourselves we'll get to it someday, but let me remind you, someday is not promised, and purpose waits for no one. The time to prioritize your purpose is now, and the more you lean into it, the clearer your path will become. Purpose is not something distant or hidden, it's already within you, immune. It may not yet be fully realized, but it is there waiting to be nurtured. When you prioritize your purpose, you make a conscious decision to align your actions with the deeper reason for your existence. This alignment brings clarity, passion, and direction. Life no longer feels like a series of random events, but instead unfolds as part of a greater design. Every experience, whether positive or challenging, begins to make sense when viewed through the lens of purpose. One of the most important realizations is that purpose cannot thrive in the background. It demands to be at the forefront of your life. When you prioritize purpose, you stop treating it as an afterthought and start building your days around it. This may require tough decisions. It may mean saying no to opportunities that don't serve your greater mission. It may mean stepping out of comfortable routines and into unfamiliar territory. But know this, every sacrifice you make in the name of purpose will be repaid with fulfillment that no paycheck or title can provide. Living a life driven by purpose also means confronting fear and uncertainty. Purpose often leads you into uncharted waters, asking you to trust even when the destination isn't fully visible. It challenges you to believe in yourself and in the gifts that God has placed within you. There will be moments when doubt whispers that you are not ready, that the dream is too big, or that the time isn't right. In those moments, remember this: if the vision is in you, it's because you were chosen to bring it to life. Purpose doesn't wait for the perfect moment, it moves through the imperfect present. To prioritize your purpose, you must first identify what sets your soul on fire. Pay attention to the things that light you up, the passions that energize you even when you're tired. Your purpose often hides in those places. It may be a talent, a cause, a project, or simply a way of serving others. Whatever it is, lean into it with intention. Give yourself permission to explore, to create, and to dream. Sometimes purpose is revealed not in a single epiphany, but in the small, consistent steps you take toward the things that matter most. There will be seasons when prioritizing your purpose feels inconvenient or even overwhelming. Responsibilities, family obligations, and work can make it seem as though there's no time left for what truly matters. But I want to challenge that mindset. Purpose isn't something you fit in when it's convenient, it's something you build your life around. Even if you can only dedicate a few minutes each day, that investment matters. Purpose grows when it is watered, even in small amounts. Consistency, not perfection, is the key. Another crucial aspect of prioritizing your purpose is aligning with the right people. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, who see the vision even when it's still in seed form. Purpose thrives in environments where it is supported and nurtured. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that align with your goals. Let go of relationships that pull you away from your calling. You cannot afford to carry dead weight in 2025. Your purpose is too valuable, and your time is too precious. Prioritizing your purpose also requires that you protect your energy. Not every invitation deserves your yes, and not every project aligns with your mission. Be selective about where you invest your time and attention. Focus on activities that contribute to your growth and bring you closer to your goals. Learn to set boundaries without guilt, knowing that every boundary you set creates space for your purpose to flourish. As you move through 2025, remember that prioritizing your purpose isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. It's choosing over and over again to put your calling ahead of convenience. It's waking up each morning with the intention to live fully, to give your best to the things that matter most. And on the days when you feel weary, remind yourself why you started. Revisit the vision, reconnect with the passion, and keep moving forward. Your purpose is not just for you, it's a gift to the world. When you prioritize it, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible when someone walks boldly in their calling. So step into 2025 with confidence, knowing that as long as you prioritize your purpose, every step you take is divinely directed, and the best is yet to come. Protecting your peace is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself in 2025. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and endless demands, peace is not something that simply appears. It must be intentionally guarded. Peace is not passive, it is powerful. It is the calm that allows you to think clearly, the stillness that brings clarity, and the foundation that keeps you grounded when life's storms come. Without peace, even the greatest accomplishments can feel hollow. This year, protecting your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Peace begins within, and one of the first steps in protecting it is learning to set boundaries. Too often we stretch ourselves thin trying to meet the expectations of others. We say yes to things that drain us, and we allow people to pull us into their chaos. But let me tell you this, your peace is too valuable to sacrifice for the sake of pleasing others. In 2025, it's time to get comfortable with the word no, no to unnecessary drama, no to toxic relationships, and no to anything that robs you of your mental and emotional well-being. Saying no is not selfish, it's self-preservation. It's recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you protect your peace, you preserve your ability to show up fully for the things and people that truly matter. Part of protecting your peace is also understanding that not every battle is worth fighting. Some arguments, misunderstandings, and conflicts do not deserve your energy. One of the greatest strengths you can develop is the ability to walk away from situations that disrupt your peace without adding value to your life. This doesn't mean avoiding confrontation or ignoring important issues. It means being selective about what you engage in. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? If the answer is no, let it go. Your time and energy are too precious to waste on things that will not matter a year from now. Protecting your peace also involves curating your environment. The spaces you inhabit, the people you surround yourself with, the content you consume all play a role in shaping your mental state. If your environment is filled with negativity, clutter, or constant stress, your peace will be compromised. Take inventory of your surroundings. Create spaces that bring you calm and joy. Spend time with people who uplift and encourage you. Fill your mind with positive, inspiring content that nourishes your soul. In 2025, make it a priority to cultivate environments, both physically and mentally, that protect and enhance your peace. Another critical aspect of protecting your peace is learning to disconnect. The world is more connected than ever, but sometimes that connection comes at the cost of our well-being. Social media, endless notifications, and the constant stream of news can overwhelm your spirit. Give yourself permission to unplug. Set boundaries around your screen time. Take moments throughout your day to sit in silence, breathe deeply, and reconnect with yourself. Peace thrives in stillness, and sometimes the best thing you can do is step away from the noise and simply be present. Your peace is also deeply connected to the way you handle stress and adversity. Life will bring challenges, but how you respond to those challenges determines whether you hold on to your peace or lose it. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining peace is gratitude. When you focus on what is going right, even in the midst of difficulties, it shifts your perspective and reminds you of the good that still exists. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means refusing to let problems overshadow the blessings in your life. Make it a habit in 2025 to count your blessings daily, no matter how small they may seem. Forgiveness is another key to protecting your peace. Holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness is like carrying a heavy weight that drags you down. The longer you carry it, the more it steals your joy and peace. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior or forgetting the pain. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden. When you choose to forgive, you release yourself from the hold that past hurts have over you. In doing so, you create space for peace to enter and reside in your heart. Protecting your peace also requires you to listen to your inner voice. Pay attention to the signals your body and mind send you. When you feel overwhelmed, take a step back. When your spirit feels uneasy, honor that feeling. Trust that your intuition is guiding you for a reason. In 2025, make a commitment to honor yourself by listening to those inner nudges and respecting your need for rest, reflection, and renewal. Ultimately, protecting your peace is an act of self-love. It is recognizing that your mental, emotional, and spiritual health are worth safeguarding. When you prioritize peace, you show up as your best self not only for you, but for the people around you. Your relationships improve, your productivity increases, and your overall sense of well-being flourishes. Peace is a gift that keeps on giving, and when you guard it fiercely, it transforms every area of your life. So as you walk through 2025, let protecting your peace be a guiding principle. Choose calm over chaos, stillness over busyness, and clarity over confusion. Remember that peace is not something external, it is something you cultivate from within. Guard it, nurture it, and watch how it shapes the life you build this year and beyond. Building yourself brick by brick is a process of intentional growth, steady progress, and unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. In a world that often glorifies quick success and overnight transformations, it can be tempting to look for shortcuts. But true lasting growth doesn't happen in an instant, it happens one step at a time, one decision at a time, one day at a time. The strongest, most resilient structures are built with care and patience, and the same is true for your life. In 2025, it's time to embrace the journey of building yourself brick by brick, understanding that the small, consistent efforts you make will lead to the most significant and lasting changes. One of the first steps in building yourself is laying a solid foundation. Just as no house can stand without a sturdy base, your personal growth must be rooted in strong core values and a clear sense of purpose. Take time to reflect on what matters most to you. What principles do you want to guide your life? What kind of person do you want to become? The answers to these questions will shape the foundation upon which you build everything else. Without this clarity, it's easy to get distracted or discouraged when challenges arise. But with a firm foundation, you can weather any storm, knowing that your growth is anchored in something meaningful and enduring. The next step in building yourself brick by brick is consistency. Growth doesn't happen in grand, dramatic moments. It happens in the small, everyday choices you make. It's in the way you choose to show up even when you don't feel like it. It's in the discipline of sticking to your goals, even when progress feels slow. Every brick you lay, no matter how small, contributes to the larger structure you are building. Don't underestimate the power of daily habits. A 5-minute workout, a single chapter in a book, or a short moment of reflection might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, these small efforts accumulate and lead to transformation. Patience is essential in the process of building yourself. In a world that often measures success by speed, it can feel frustrating when progress doesn't happen as quickly as you'd like, but real growth cannot be rushed. Just as a tree takes time to grow its roots before it bears fruit, you are growing in ways that may not be immediately visible. Trust the process, even when you can't see the results right away. Each brick you lay is a step closer to the person you are becoming, and every effort is shaping you in ways that will reveal themselves in due time. Another important aspect of building yourself is embracing failure as part of the process. No construction project is without its setbacks, and the same is true for personal growth. There will be moments when the bricks fall, when plans change, and when things don't go as expected. But these moments are not the end of the journey. They are opportunities to learn, adjust, and continue building. Failure is not a sign to quit. It is a sign that you are trying, growing, and stretching beyond your comfort zone. The most successful people are not those who avoid failure, but those who learn from it and keep moving forward. Building yourself also requires adaptability. As you grow, you will encounter new experiences, opportunities, and challenges that require you to expand and evolve. Sometimes the blueprint you started with may need to change. Be willing to adjust your plans, refine your goals, and embrace new paths. Growth is not a rigid process, it's fluid. And the ability to adapt is what allows you to keep building even when circumstances shift. Surrounding yourself with the right people is another key to building yourself brick by brick. Just as a construction crew works together to complete a project, the people you allow into your life can either support or hinder your growth. Choose to surround yourself with individuals who encourage your development, who challenge you to aim higher, and who believe in your potential. Seek mentors who can guide you, friends who uplift you, and communities that align with your values and vision. The right environment is essential for sustained growth. Rest is also an important part of the building process. Even the most dedicated builders take breaks to recharge and regain strength. In the same way, you must recognize the importance of rest and renewal in your personal growth journey. Burnout serves no one, and pushing yourself too hard without pausing can lead to frustration and setbacks. Rest is not a sign of weakness, it's a strategic pause that allows you to continue building with energy and focus. As you move through 2025, remember that building yourself brick by brick is a journey, not a race. Every day is an opportunity to lay another brick, to grow a little more, and to take one step closer to the person you are destined to become. There is beauty in the slow and steady process of growth. Trust that each effort, no matter how small, is contributing to something greater than you can imagine. The life you are building is a reflection of your dedication, resilience, and faith in the process. Keep building one brick at a time and watch as the masterpiece of your life unfolds.